So on this one, when I want to go from my growth factor to my growth rate, I want to subtract 1 and then multiply by 100. So what I want to do here is I'm going to do 1.24 minus 1, which gets me, let's clear my screen, 1.24 minus 1 gets me 0.24, then I times it by 100, and I get the 24. When I have my rate and I want to go to growth factor, I want to divide by 100 and add to 1. So what I want to do is I want to take 9.2, divide it by 100, and add it to 1. So we're going to do 9.2, divided by 100, add to 1, gets me 1.092. Okay? And then this one is going from growth factor to growth rate. So I want to subtract 1, which gets me 0.02, and then times by 100, which gets me 2%. Decay factor is subtract from 1. Oops, I forgot to say up here, subtract 1. And multiply by 100. So what I want to do here is I want to do 1 minus 0.92. And then take my answer and times by 100. So 1 minus 0.92 gives me 0.08. And then I multiply by 100 to get 8%. To go from the decay rate to my decay factor, I want to divide by 100. And subtract from 1. So I'm going to do 29 divided by 100, and I subtract it from 1. So I'm going to do 1 minus 29 over 100. Gives me 0.71. So next one is from decay factor to decay rate. I'm going to do 1 minus 0.23 and then multiply by 100. 1 minus 0.23 is 0.77 times 100 is 77. And then I'm going to do the same thing for decay rate that I did up here. I'm going to do 1 minus 6 over 100. So this one gets me 0.94. Okay. Number 2 is telling me I purchased a copy machine for my business. It's $25,000 and it depreciates at a constant rate of 17%. So to get my rate as a decimal, I do 17 divided by 100. Gets me 0.17. Okay. The decay factor, this is the one I subtract from 1. So I want to do 1 minus 0.17. This gets me 0.83. It wants me to write an equation representing x as time. I am going to make my a value, instead of being 25,000, I'm going to make it 25, just so I have smaller numbers to work with. If I choose, I can write the full 25,000. So I have 25 for my a, and then in parentheses, I take my decay factor, and then x is my exponent. So this number went right here, and this number went right here. It wants me to use my equation to estimate the value in 5 years. So what I want to do here is plug in 5. I get, how many decimal places? Doesn't say. I'm going to do 9.85 thousandths, because I took away the thousandths. Okay. E wants me to figure out when my copy machine will be worth 10,000, so this is 10. What I'm going to do is graph both. So I'm going to graph both, and then I want to use trace to see where they intersect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 25.83 to the x, and then I need 10. Oh, I might need to change my window. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to window. I need my y max. Because my largest value is 25, I need it to be larger than 25, so I'm going to do 30. And then I go to graph. And then wait for both to graph. Okay, so they've both graphed. I'm going to go to second trace. So let's rewrite my step. And I want to find where they cross, so I'm going to go 5 for intersect. Enter 3 times. So once for the blue curve, once for red, once because the calculator thinks it's fun to guess, and it gives me my answer is 4 point, once 2 decimal places, 92. And that came, I wanted everything on the screen. That came from the x value right here where it says intersection and it's red and you can't see it on the screen.